Hey there. If you're following the news, all of the headlines about conditions in the current housing market may leave you with more questions than answers. Is the boom over? Is the market crashing or correcting? Here's what you need to know. The housing market is moderating compared to the last 2 years. But what everyone needs to remember is that the past 2 years were record-breaking in nearly every way. Record low mortgage rates and millennials reaching peak home buying years led to an influx of buyer demand. At the same time, there weren't enough homes available to purchase thanks to many years of underbuilding and sellers who held off on listing their homes due to the health crisis. This combination led to record high demand and record low supply, and that wasn't going to be sustainable for the long term. The latest data shows early signs of a shift back to the market pace seen in the years leading up to the pandemic, not a crash nor a correction. The traffic of home showings is a good indication of buyer demand. The 2019 numbers give a good baseline of pre-pandemic demand. Home showings skyrocketed during the pandemic, and while current buyer demand has begun to moderate slightly based on the latest data, showings are still above 2019 levels. And since 2019 was such a strong year for the housing market, this helps show that the market isn't crashing. It's just at a turning point that's moving back toward more pre-pandemic levels. Headlines are also talking about how existing home sales are declining, but perspective matters. Again, the pandemic numbers beat the more typical year of 2019 home sales, and the market is on pace to close this year with more home sales than 2019 as well. It's important to compare today not to the abnormal pandemic years, but to the most recent normal year to show the current housing market is still very strong. Today's housing market looks a lot like the 2019 housing market, which was the strongest in a decade at that time. If recent headlines are generating any concerns, look at a more typical year for perspective. The current market is not a crash or correction. It's just a turning point toward pre-pandemic levels. Let's connect if you have any questions about your local market and what it means for you when you buy or sell this year. I'm Melissa Waterwall, real estate advisor, and I'm here to help with all things real estate. If you've got questions, I've got answers. Reach out anytime to see how I can help you. See ya.